What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Jenks Center podcast. I think we got a pretty fun episode today. We're going to be doing our Week 15 picks, of course, and we got 1 month left of the NFL season. 4 weeks left, 4 games left for every team, guaranteed, except for those already clinched, San Fran. But me and Jenks are going to give you guys our 1 month early kind of playoff seeding predictions, who we think is going to make it based on how they're playing, how the rest of the schedule plays out, and it's going to be really interesting. I'm excited to see what both of us have, the format, what teams make it, what teams miss the final cut, and let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
Welcome to the Jenks and the Hammer podcast, bringing you the latest NFL news and insights from the perspectives of two die-hard fans. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some football talk with Jenks and the Hammer.
Here we go.
All right, guys, getting right into the Week 15 picks. Pretty crappy week, I'm going to be honest. I think I had 7 losses this week in picks. I think Hammer did as well. But one positive came out of this week. I said on last episode that a win's a win, and I came back by 1 game. I'm only down by 6 now. Hammer's at 129-79, and I'm at 123-85. I picked the Bills last week as my underdog, and it paid off exponentially. So 1 win, we just keep it snowballing, and we'll get to 7 in no time. Anyways, getting right into that first game of the week, Thursday Night Football. You got the Chargers taking on the Raiders, and this is an interesting matchup. I'll say this real quick. The Raiders have not decided 100% who they are going to start. They haven't put it out there in the media or whatever. I saw on Twitter today that they're possibly looking at Jimmy G possibly starting this game, which is something for fans to keep an eye on. No matter what, though, I'm going to go the Raiders here. I like their defense. I think Mason Crosby has a good game. And I think Easton Stick has a little bit of a tough time with that pressure. And I don't think and also Keenan Allen's out as well for this game. So the Chargers offense, a little bit depleted. I'm going to go with Raiders.
Yeah, like you said, Keenan Allen's out. And, of course, Justin Herbert's out. Justin Herbert's, he's done for the rest of the regular season. So I'm going to go with the Raiders here, too. They play harder, more physical, and just, honestly, just a better coach team, as we all know. Every team's a better coach team when you're playing the Chargers. So I'm going to go with the Raiders as well.
Yeah, Staley's got to go.
Get that son of a bitch off the field right now. Out. He's fired. He's fired.
Next game, you got, for everyone that's not aware, we have 3 Saturday games this week now that college football is done for a few weeks. So first Saturday game of the week is going to be the Vikings taking on the Bengals, which is a game that people didn't really expect to be a fun one, but Jake Browning for the Bengals really showed out last week. He put up he got a win against a team that a lot of people did not expect. I picked the Colts last week. They let me down clearly. Jake Browning comes out, has another good game. I think the Bengals win.
Yeah, this is a good game. Both teams right in that playoff. I think the Bengals are in a wild card right now. I think they're in a wild card spot, or they're right there. But with Vikings have the 6th seed in the NFC, both teams battling for playoffs, still very real possibility for both teams. This is a good game. The Vikings are coming off a really, really, really bad game against the Raiders. Ugly game, very ugly game. Josh Dobbs got benched, and Nick Mullins came in, the backup. Didn't look too good. This is tough. I'm going to go with the Bengals, though, playing a little better, and I need them to win. So I hate the Vikings. Go Bengals.
Yeah. Go Bengals.
What's the Bengals again? What's like their thing? They're saying?
No, don't even say Houday. Such a rip
Who dat?
Yeah, what even is that? Houday? What does that even mean? It's just
Houday. Let's go.
Anyways, I'll just say this really quick. The Passionaut has officially crashed. Josh Dobbs, how are you going to get Justin Jefferson hurt in his first game back? Anyways, next game, you got the Steelers taking on the Colts. Minshew Mania died down a little bit last week. Hopefully it's able to return. I'm going to the Colts here, beating the Steelers without Kenny Pickett.
I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Really?
Colts coming off a really good win. They're in the playoffs right now.
Colts lost.
Who they lose to?
They lost to the Bengals.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking like 2 weeks back. Yep. The Colts. Both teams going off 2 tough losses. I'm gonna go with the Steelers. I just think I don't know what it is. It's just Mike Tomlin. It's the organization. It's they just find a way to win, and it's ugly.
They haven't been recently, man.
Yeah, exactly. But they're going to turn it around. They're going to finish with a winning record. We get in the playoffs later. I still have them finishing with a winning record. I think they get the win. This is just one of the games that like they're going to win. It's tough to explain. I just have a feel. Like I'm going to go
Your gut
Steelers.
feeling. Hammer's gut feeling. All
I'm
right,
going to
I
go Steelers.
respect it, but I that's another game I'm hoping goes my way. All right, next game you got the Broncos taking on the Lions, and this is a good Saturday night football game right here. This is a game that a lot of people should be looking forward to. Both teams are fighting for playoff spots. I mean, the Lions the Lions right now, I'd say, are fighting for the division title. If they keep up this losing streak, who knows? Maybe they slip up a little bit, and the Packers or the Vikings, if the Vikings somehow turn around. I don't see that happening by any chance, but I think the Lions win the division. But this is a tough game here. I think there's a team that's coming in hot to this game. There's a team that's coming in cold. And so I'm going to go with the hot streak here. I'm going to go with Broncos coming into Detroit. Underdog pick of the week. Broncos win.
Interesting. Yeah, my underdog pick of the week is going to be the Steelers. Forgot to add that in. I'm going to go with the Lions. I think they bounce back. I think they're just gonna be on and off the rest of the year, kind of. You saw how they came out after the Packers beat them. They whooped the Saints. What did for the first half at least. They came out firing. I think they do the same thing. Saturday night primetime game. Everyone's watching in Detroit. I think Dan Campbell's gonna have them ready to go, and I think they bounce back and beat the Broncos.
Yeah, one thing you're just going to quickly say about the Broncos is a little bit surprising is that their defense let up 70 points, and ever since then, they've kind of slowly
Defense
taken
been
out
playing
chunks.
good.
Their defense is playing well, so Sean Payton got into their ass a little bit at some point during the season.
Get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit, so it's together.
Next game, you got the Falcons taking on the Panthers, and sadly enough, I'm going to have to say I think the Falcons win this one. Like, as a Saints fan, I got to watch the Panthers game last week. I have nothing else to say. If we're playing anyone else, the Saints lose. The Panthers are absolutely awful. They're the worst team in the league. I think the Falcons win.
Falcons.
Yeah, there's really not much to say about that game. Next game, this one's a little bit intriguing just because of a team coming in really, really hot into this. The Bears taking on the Browns in Cleveland. Cleveland's playing well. Joe Flacco is who saw that coming. He just came in. He's been lighting it up. He beat the Jags last week, and the Jaguars are a solid offense, and he was able to just keep going, keep the offensive momentum going, and beat them in the end. The Bears beating the Lions last week, and that's a team that everyone was counted out, and now they're suddenly in the playoff hunt. Like, they're still there, still have a shot. So they have things to fight for. They're going to keep trying to win these games. So this is a tough one, but I'm going to go the Browns here. I think Joe Flacco keeps it going. And I said it on my NFL recap. I think he's the winter soldier of the NFL, and I think he keeps it up.
Yeah, this is a good game. Cleveland's in the playoffs. Chicago's kind of, keeping that alive. The playoffs, they're playing good football. Winners of 2 straight. 2 division games, Minnesota and Detroit. Pretty good. I'm going to go with the Bears, though. Nope, take that back. I'm going with the Browns. Going with the Browns. I mean, not mean to say that. I'm going with the Browns. I think, I want the Bears to deflate. Yeah, they've been playing 2 good weeks, but now it's time to come down to planet Earth, lose to Joe Flacco and the Browns, who are playing really good football. So
I think someone's a little scared that the Bears
Browns
might get a little hot and
mumbling. Bears
turn it
Browns.
in. All right, Browns win. Hammer, I'm going to hand this game over to you. Bucs, Packers. What are your thoughts?
Bucs, Packers, really big game. Both teams 6-7. I believe Tampa's leading their division right now. They're in first place. So I know Jenks is a Packer fan this weekend. Packers coming off a really, really tough, bad game, Monday Night Football in MetLife against Tommy DeVito. Take it easy, Jenks. That was tough. I was there in attendance. Tough to watch. Really bad football game. Really ugly. A lot of mistakes. 2 bad teams both trying to lose. And at the end of the day, Green Bay just made a couple more mistakes. And they lost by 2, 24-22. They're at home, though. Still have a lot to play for. They're still in the playoffs. They're the 7th seed right now. Everything's in front of them. They control their own destiny. They're at home going against Tampa. December time. I got to go with the Packers here. They're going to be a little banged up, but I think they're the better team, and they're a different team December at Lambeau. So Packers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Packers here too. Not just purely because of bias against the Bucs, but I also think the weather, like Hammer said, has a little bit of an effect. This Buccaneers team coming from Florida is coming into Lambeau, cold weather. I think it's gonna be like 30s again this week in Lambeau, so I think Lambeau has a little bit of an advantage. Packers fans are gonna be hyped. Cheeseheads will be in attendance, so I'm gonna go Packers.
Yeah, and the big injury with this game is I want to see if Jair is going to be ready to go for this game because he's been close the past couple of weeks. But I think this if this is the game he comes back, I think we're in a good spot because throughout his career when they played each other, I think they played against each other 2-3 times. He's done very good against Mike Evans, so that would be big time for Green Bay if he can be active.
Yeah, for sure. Next game, you got the Jets taking on the Dolphins, and this is a game that Jets. I mean, Zach Wilson, he showed he still had something left. He's playing like he has nothing to lose, and that's what he should have been doing his whole entire time in New York. He's finally shown that he can do a little bit of something. But I think he always has these flashes. Like he's had these few flashes every single year, and people get a little bit of hope. And I think that's just going to disappear again this week. I think the Dolphins come out and wipe the floor with the Jets after an very upsetting loss last week to the Titans.
Yeah, really ugly loss for Miami. I think they come back at home, division rival. I think they get the win. They need this win too with their upcoming schedule. Me and Jakes are going to talk about that in the next segment, but they got some tough games ahead. This is a must win for them at home against Zach Wilson and the Jets.
Yeah. I mean, Zach Wilson, who knows? Maybe he's able to pull a little bit of magic out again next week. I'll do this game real quick, and then I'm going to hand the rest of the games over to Hammer. So this upcoming week, the Giants take on the Saints, and I mean, this is an interesting game because the Giants before last week, like if they lost to the Packers, then they're basically done for the playoffs. Like their season's over at that point. Tommy DeVito comes in, beats the Packers, and he had a few good plays. Like I'm not going to lie, that play where he rolled out and threw a pretty good pass to Isaiah Hodgins was impressive. And here's the thing, the Saints defense, the thing it's worst at is defending the rushing quarterback. So I'm a little bit scared. I think Tommy DeVito is going to have a pretty good game rushing against the Saints. I'm going to be honest. I think he does. And I think Saquon Barkley also is going to be able to run over the Saints. Our run defense is just not good. Our pass defense is sure pretty good. Run defense, not so great. So this is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a pretty tight-knit battle. I think it ends mid-20s, both teams. I'm going to go Saints win.
Saints win. Yeah, like you said, this is going to be a good game. Giants are fighting for their lives, but I'm going to go with the Saints, root for the Saints, crush those Giants. I hate all those fans. Had to deal with them at the stadium Monday night. Terrible. All right. Next game, we got a division game. We got Houston Texans taking on the Tennessee Titans. Titans are at home. Titans coming off biggest win of the year. Will Levis looked good. I didn't watch it because the Packers Giants were at the same time, but from watching the highlights and talking to Jenks, it was a good game. This is tough because CJ Stroud, the Texans coming off a really brutal loss to the Jets, kind of got blown out.
Mhm.
Nico Collins went down during the game. CJ Stroud went down during the game with a concussion. They said he missed practice today, but he's feeling a little bit better. It's tough. This is a tough game to pick on a Wednesday night because we don't really know the status of CJ Stroud. But I'm going to say he plays, and I'm going to go Texans.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. If CJ Stroud wins, I do think they win this game. But I think he might be out. I think he's today he was out of practice. And I think they're preparing for Davis Mills to play. I'm not going to
say this. I'm just going to say this now, and then depending on his status, I'm going to change my pick. If he's in, I'm going Houston. If he's out, I'm going to go Titans. It's tough to make the pick right now. I can't mess up my picks. I don't want Jenks catching up, but this is 50-50. Just going to see the status.
Yeah, I don't mind it. But here's my thing. I also think Nico Collins is going to be out this week. They're already out. Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz, who knows? Maybe he's questionable as well. I think I'm going to go the Titans here no matter what.
Okay.
I'm picking the Titans here as possibly another underdog. I think they would be viewed as the underdog in this game. But purely just because I think they come in, they're riding a little bit of a buzz in Nashville, and they're home again, or they're home in this game. So I think they beat the Texans coming in without a bunch of players.
Screw it. I'm just going to go Houston. I'll go Houston. You're happy now. You're happy
Yeah,
now.
I am happy. I am happy.
I'll go Houston. All right, next we got the Chiefs and Patriots. Yikes. Chiefs are coming off a really Ooh, heartbreaking loss against the Bills. Kadarius Toney, what on earth are you doing? Patriots coming off a bye. They're really bad. I'm gonna go Kansas City. I don't know what else to say. You know, this must win for Kansas City. They've been in a funk. They lost 2 games straight. I think they bounce back. Have a big game against New England.
I will
Kansas
say
City.
this. I don't know what you're talking about. The Patriots, they won last week.
The
Calm down.
Patriots.
The Patriots beat the Steelers.
Oh my
Thursday Night
god! I got all
Football.
my. I'm bad today. I got
Nah, you're
everything
good.
mixed up.
You're good.
It's
But
It's week 15. That's what it does to you. 15 weeks.
yeah, Patriots riding the hot streak. Who knows? Maybe they come in this game and they're
No.
defending the home ground with Bill Belichick. No, I'm just kidding. Kansas City is going to win by a big margin on a very angry Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, the whole team. But I'm just going to say this, Patrick Mahomes, I don't know what you're doing. You just did not look good, complaining that whole entire time after the game. Yeah, he's made up for it. Yeah, he's done all that. But when he just goes up to Josh Allen in the like post game, like they're trying to like Josh Allen's just trying to dap him up, like good game, man, like say whatever. Like both teams could have won that game. Again, Chiefs, their offense has stalled and stunk it up for I don't know 3 or 4 straight weeks. Like Chiefs, if you want to win games, you got to do more. So I'm gonna say that. I think they do win, but Patrick Mahomes, I just think it was a little bit of a sore loser move
It
last
was
week.
weird to me how he reacted to the end of this game, and then how he reacted to the the end of the game versus the Packers.
Mhm.
Both coming down the no calls and a flag. You know what I mean? Like weird calls at the end, and he reacted differently. Weird. I guess he just really doesn't want to see Josh Allen in the playoffs. But
They would be hyped though. Everyone else wants
that
to.
would be.
Be a
Would
good
be.
game.
Yeah, weird. My bad about the Patriots. I've got to play Thursday night. Really forgettable game. Patriots.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Steelers.
Of course it is. Yeah.
All right, next we got San Fran, Arizona. San Fran right now the best team in football. I think they
No
go
doubt.
on a. I think they go on a winning streak this next month, these next 4 games, and lock up the number 1 seed based on their schedule and just the way they're playing. They're not injured. I'm gonna go San Fran.
Yeah, I'm gonna go San Francisco here as well. Nothing else to say. Tweety Bird's gonna get squashed.
Next up, we got the Commanders and the Rams. Rams are at home. Commanders coming off a bye. The Rams played a great game against Baltimore. Just wasn't enough at the end. Went to overtime. The Baltimore Ravens return a touchdown off a punt. Tough way to lose. I think they bounce back at home. Not that that matters because they don't have a crowd, but they're playing a really bad football team. Playoffs, their season's on the line. Not on the line. They got 7 losses, but they gotta win. They gotta win out to get in the playoffs. I'm gonna go Rams.
Yeah, I'm going Rams by again a wide margin here. I think their offense is at a high level, and the Commanders can't contain receivers. They've shown it all year round. Anytime a good receiver comes into Washington or plays Washington, they get at least 100 yards and they're going off. So I think Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are in for big games. Kyron Williams as well. He might have a good game as well. So Matt Stafford and the Rams come in and blow out the Commanders.
Nice. And then I would probably say the game of the week, right? I think we could say that.
This is game of the week. 100%.
Dallas coming off huge win at home, Sunday Night Football against the Eagles. I had the kicker in fantasy. Amazing stuff. Keep doing it.
Me too.
Buffalo coming off a big time win against Kansas City, a rival. Keeping the playoff hopes alive. But I don't think that continues. Well, the playoff lives continue, but I don't think the winning continues. I think they lose to Dallas. Dallas is playing really good. Dak's playing at MVP level. Dallas is just an all-around really good team. I think Dallas wins this, but Buffalo, as me and Jinx are going to get into next segment, the rest of the schedule, the next 3 weeks are, pretty easy. Pretty, you should feel
and they're
pretty,
big games too. Yeah.
Yeah, you should feel pretty excited if you're a Buffalo Bills fan. But I'm going to go Cowboys.
I'll say this, the Cowboys, they're playing hot. And Dak Prescott is likely going to win MVP. I think he deserves it after the way he's been playing. And he had 25 touchdowns, something like that, over the last 8 games, which is ridiculous. Like, that's just absurd. So the guy's playing out of his mind. But here's one thing. They're playing in a dome last week. They're nice and happy. They're having fun. They're coming into Buffalo this week where fans are going to be going nuts. Fans are going to be drunk in the stands, just saying whatever, going, hey, whatever. Buffalo, it's going to be freezing. Buffalo underdog, my second underdog of the week.
You got like 3.
I'm going crazy this week. I'm catching up to Hammer. Bills win in a big game for them as well. I said last week they beat the Chiefs by 7 and they only won by 3. I think they beat the Cowboys by 3. I think they do, and on a last second kind of play. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to say he does it, but who knows? Maybe the Cowboys kicker finally misses 30 for 30 on the season outside of extra points. Maybe he finally misses, and that's what causes the loss. But Bills win.
Next game, Sunday Night Football. We got the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars coming off a tough loss to the Joe Flacco and the Browns. Ravens coming off a really good overtime win over the Rams. I got the Ravens. They're in my mind, I think, top 3 team in football. Definitely the best team in the AFC. I think they win here in prime time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens as well. I think the receivers are finally showing up for them. Like, I mean, OBJ had a good game last week, and
Zay Flowers is awesome.
Yeah, Zay Flowers is playing well, and Isaiah Likely
screw
is
Gus.
also playing well.
Screw Gus.
Yeah,
Gus
man,
Edwards.
fantasy.
Screw
like,
him.
what just happened? He was going off he had a insanity run. I mean, I guess it happens. But yeah, he just died apparently. In the Ravens' eyes. But I do think the Ravens win here. I think they come in, beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in Duval, and I think they're close to locking up. They got to be close to locking up the one seed, 1 or 2 more wins. But I think they do come in and beat the Jags.
Nice. Last game, full slate. Pretty fun weekend coming up for us. Monday Night Football, we got the Eagles taking on the Seahawks in Seattle. I think this is the final game of Seattle's really tough stretch. We knew this was going to be a tough stretch. This is like the last game of the tough month, and they're going to drop another one. Philly is, lost 2 straight. I don't think that continues. I don't see them losing 3 straight. They're going to come in hungry, got an extra day to prepare. Monday Night Football. I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going to Eagles as well. I think they come in, beat the Seahawks pretty badly.
Pretty badly?
Seattle. Yeah, pretty badly. I think Seattle used to be a scary place to play in. The 49ers went in there, did their thing, and showed it wasn't. And I think the Eagles are going to do the same.
Okay. Well, that's going to do it for Week 15 picks. Next segment's going to be a lot of fun. Playoff predictions for AFC, NFC seeding. Let's get right into it.
All right, for those watching, I put the Fire Pete bag back on. I completely forgot that I was not wearing it this week.
It's back, baby. Woo.
Yeah, it's back yet again. Pete Carmichael, get his ass out of here. AFC playoff picture. We're gonna be breaking down the playoffs really quick. So AFC right now, where the standings are Ravens at number 1, Dolphins at 2, Chiefs at 3, Jacksonville at 4, and then the wild cards are pretty crazy. You got the Browns at 5, Steelers at 6, and Colts at 7. So the AFC playoff race is going to get crazy. I'm going to be honest. It is. There's a few teams all tied, and it's the same way with the NFC. So we're in for a good month of football. But I'm going to give my AFC playoff picture that for the finishing. Like I said in the last segment, I think the Baltimore Ravens clinched the number 1 seed. I think they will maintain that the rest of the year. The 2 seed, I'm going to go to the Chiefs. They win a few games. Their schedule isn't too bad the last few games of the year.
Yeah, it gets pretty easy.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Number 3, I got the Jaguars, which, I don't love, and I don't think the Jaguars are a good team. I think they lose first or second round of the playoffs. I'm going to be honest. I don't think they're that great. And then 4 seed, to the surprise of a lot of people, I'm going to go to the Bills. I got the Bills beating the Cowboys, as we all know. And then if you look at the Dolphins' schedule, the Dolphins are playing 3 tough teams. I think they play the Cowboys, the Eagles, and then they play the Bills the final week of the season. So you look at that, and you're like, holy crap, this team could possibly finish like 10-7.
They could lose out and miss the playoffs.
They could. And I'm gonna get into my wild cards here, and it's gonna be a little crazy as well. The Browns, I'm gonna go with the 5 seed, which Joe Flacco. Hey, props to you, man. You came in off the couch, ready to go. You're gunslinging. Browns fans gonna be going nuts. 6 seed, you got the Houston Texans, and I think CJ Stroud wins Offensive Rookie of the Year 100%. And I think Hammer, was that your pick start of the year?
It was Bijan, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay. But I remember you saying like you were really high on CJ Stroud,
No,
honorable mention, something
I
like
like
that.
CJ Stroud. Yep.
Yeah. So
Like
6
a lot.
seed Houston. Congrats, man. Nico Collins, I think he'll be back for that as well. And that's a good game. Jacksonville versus Texans. I think Texans win that. Then 7 seed, I called this before the season. I'm going the Broncos, which a lot of people didn't see coming after the 1-5 start to the year, obviously. But
Yeah.
Broncos, you turn it around. Sean Payton, coach of the year, I think, in my book, and I think he will win.
Okay.
So yeah, Dolphins missed the playoffs completely, which is gonna be a shocker. But with the rest of their schedule and the fact that they lost to the Titans last week, I think it screwed them.
Yeah, I like it. Those are good picks. Good picks, Jenks. I like it. I got a little bit different.
All right, let's hear them. What are yours?
All right, here we go. Number 1 seed, I got the Ravens. Number 2, Chiefs. Number 3, Dolphins. 4, Jaguars. 5, Texans. 6, Browns. 7, Broncos. So,
The Dolphins still that high up. That's
I have the
crazy.
Dolphins. So they're going to win this week against the Jets. Then I think they're going to lose the next 2 games against the Cowboys and Dolphins. No, wait, Cowboys and who they have?
Or is it the Lions?
They have the Lions.
No,
Yeah.
no, not the
No.
Eagles, right? It's one of the two.
You just said it. You just said it.
It's Eagles.
Oh, Ravens.
Oh, I mixed up the birds of
Cowboys and
prey.
Ravens.
God,
Yeah.
whatever.
I think they lose the next 2, Cowboys, Ravens, and then I think week 18, Bills, Dolphins in Miami, win and you're in, win the division and you're in, loser out of the playoffs, no wild card for you. I'm gonna go with Miami. I think they win, lose 2 games, and then they win this game against the red hot Buffalo Bills, making the playoffs. They get in the playoffs over the Bills. That's my prediction. At the 4 seed, I got Jacksonville. At the 5 seed, I got Texans. So that's going to be a fun matchup. Wild card weekend, division teams, 4 versus 5. 6, I got the Browns. And 7, Broncos. And that 2 versus 7 matchup with the Broncos and Chiefs is going to be fun to watch. Another division battle. They split
Yes, sir.
during their regular season. That's going to be good. And that's what I got. And just missing, I got Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Colts.
I'm surprised, man. Buffalo missing is surprising me, but
Buffalo
I
missing.
support it. I think anyone can go anywhere in this year's playoffs.
Yeah.
In this last few weeks. So,
And I think one more thing about the AFC. I think the AFC is really wide open.
it is.
I think the
100%.
AFC. I think the NFC. There's really 3 teams. I think the AFC is wide open. Any team could get hot and get in, make it all the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the
Going
NFC is
around.
a little bit more closed off, and I do like that take. I like that take. I'm gonna switch over the graphic here for those listening. Now I'm showing the NFC playoff picture. So NFC, you got the 49ers at number 1, Cowboys 2, Detroit 3, Buccaneers 4. 5, you got the Eagles. 6, you got the Vikings. 7, the Packers. So
Go Pack, go.
last few weeks are going to be interesting for the NFC, especially. I do think most of these teams are staying in, except for 6, the current 6 and 4, which are the Vikings and the Bucs. For my predictions, I got the 49ers staying at the 1 seed. I think their schedule's not bad. And I think they also are the best team in football. So I think they want a hot streak. Number 2, I got the Eagles. I think they do finish with a better record than the Cowboys. Number 3, you got the Detroit Lions staying there. Not too bad in a division that's not great. I'm not saying it's a bad division. It's not great either. Then you got 4. I got the Saints coming in and beating the Falcons. Week 18 is the deciding factor for that. Then at 5, I got the Cowboys. 6, the Packers. And 7, I got the Los Angeles Rams coming in hot into the playoffs and looking to upset the Eagles in a week round matchup.
Yeah, nice. I have the same format, believe it or not, really. Yeah, Niners 1, best team in football, hands down. Philly 2. I think the same record as the Cowboys, 14-3, but they're just gonna have the more conference wins. Detroit's gonna be that 3 seed. I think they drop a couple of games. I think they finish 11-6, but that division's just gonna be out of reach. 4 seed. This is tough. Atlanta's got a really easy schedule the rest of the way, kind of. And I think they're going to have the same record as the Saints going into week 18. Maybe that game, gets flexed to Sunday Night Football because I don't think it's going to matter what any other team does. It's just going to be that game. Win, you're in the playoffs. Home game, playoff home game to win the division. Loser, you're out. I would guess that would probably be the Sunday night game or maybe like a big 4 o'clock game. I could go 50-50 between those two teams, but I'm gonna go with the Saints for Jenks. 5 seed, like I said, Dallas. 6, Green Bay. They got the big loss against the Giants doesn't help, but maybe it was a trap game and they need a little kick in the ass to get going. And understand, hey, you guys are still underdogs. You're not there yet. Just because you beat a good Lions team at the time and the Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champs, doesn't mean you're there yet. But they got 4 easy games left. I think they go 3-1 in those games. They should. Or a lot of people got to get fired. And then I got the Rams going at 9-8 and just missing out the Vikings, Bears, Seahawks. And I think, if you look at me and Jenks both, at the NFC seedings, I think you got some fun matchups. The Eagles against the 7 Rams. I think that's a fun matchup.
Great game. That's a great game.
Think, the Eagles can be favored, but the Rams could just sling it around and, cause some problems. And then you got Lions, Packers, first round, 3-6. That's going to be interesting, especially last time, especially on last time, when they played each other last time. That's going to be one good game. And then you got Dallas and Saints and poor Jenks. I don't know about that one, but
home field advantage. Dome's going to be not rocking. I don't think the energy is going to be there if we're playing the Cowboys. Team still wants Dennis Allen out, which is fine, but if we're in the playoffs, fans should be going nuts. Beat the Cowboys. They suck in the playoffs. Let's do it.
Yeah. But those are the NFC kind of predictions. The playoff predictions. But hey, we got 4 games left. We got a month left of football. Let's see what all pans out. Each week we're going to be doing updates. Who's in, who's out, who's locked up seeding. So this final month is going to be really, really fun. Enjoy it. If your team's still in it, Christmas time, holidays, winter break for those watching who are, in school, no school, just football. It's a fun time. It's a fun time to be a fan.
Yeah, for sure. If you have any disagreements or if you guys like the picks, comment down below. Let us know what you think. Let us know who you would substitute or switch around. All right, getting right into our fantasy recap for those in our subscriber fantasy league. The playoffs are finally set. I'm going to go over the matchups, kind of what I think about them, and this is going to be a good few playoff weeks for our fantasy league. Starting off, you got Gloves Didn't Fit taking on wearing number 0. Thomas taking on Christian. I think Thomas, man, he's got the best team in the league. He put up just a goose egg against me last week. I think he put up less than 100 points with a team that's absolutely stacked. So I was a little bit surprised to see that. Second game, you got me taking on Just Joshing with Forrest. And I think that's a good game as well. I think hopefully I'm able to snowball it a little bit. I started off this year 1-5 in our league, and I came back, finished 8-6. So I love my team, and I'm gonna keep rocking with it. I think we win this game. Hammer, you're taking on Paul and the Kirkrade Cardinals, another good team. And I'm
going down.
How's your team been doing? What did you do last week? Did you win or lose?
I lost, but I played a bunch of Packers because I kind of locked up the 3 seed.
Oh yeah, you
I was going to the game and I was like, whatever. My team heading in, you know what? I don't have a running back, which kind of sucks. My running backs are Kareem Hunt, AJ Dillon, Gus Edwards, and Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones has been injured for 2 years. If he comes back, maybe we got something. Receivers: AJ Brown, Nico Collins, Scary Terry, Romeo, tight end Kelsey, QB Tua, and Jordan Love. So Cowboys defense always helps. That's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Let's see if Aaron Jones can get healthy. I think I'm dangerous.
Yeah, but you're banking on it. That's for sure. Then last game of the week, you got the Breeder Broncos with Rude taking on Rainbow Herbert with Nick. And it was kind of funny. So Nicholas Lewis, his team is Rainbow Herbert, and it was because of that, because he had Justin Herbert. That was basically why. And you see this week on the recent activity, you see dropped Justin Herbert, and he says, damn, that was tough or whatever. And so rest in peace for Justin Herbert and his fantasy ranking, his fantasy just taking everyone into the playoffs in fantasy across multiple leagues. So rest in peace to that. Hopefully everyone has a good week fantasy, and hopefully Forrest and Paul, you guys are going down. Hopefully Hammer and I win. So we'll trash talk in the in the group chat, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, fantasy football. So good luck to everyone. This is start of the playoffs. It's got to be for most leagues. Exciting times, good times. Jenks, closing thoughts before we go into week 15.
Closing thoughts. What do I gotta say? No, I don't really think I have any. I think the Saints, big game this week. Tommy DeVito is gonna run all over us. A lot of that going up in the dome. I'm just hoping the Saints fans show up, get loud. Stop with this not showing up. Not showing up shit. That's what it is. It's if you're a fan of the team, you show up. You cheer on your team no matter what. I think it's lame that these people are like calling for losses and everything like that. Yeah, like if we do lose, like then you might get some people fired and like that's nice, but you should still be cheering on wins no matter what. So hopefully the Saints win.
Yeah, Packers. We need this one after losing that Monday night game at home. Must-win game. We need it. We need it. We need it. Go get it. Go Pack, go. But enjoy the games. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Lots of games. No teams on bye. Enjoy it. Best time of the year. This last month, these last 4 games for all these teams going to be really fun, exciting. See how the playoffs turn out. Well, with that being said, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Jenks Hammer Pod. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube at the Jenks Hammer Podcast. If you watch on YouTube, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good week. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Thank you for tuning in to the Jenks and the Hammer podcast. Remember to leave a review and follow all of our social media pages at Jenks Hammer Pod for more content. Until next time, who dat and go Pack go.